Bai, great flavor and good for you. A taste of both worlds. Hey!
Back here, first things first, look who's here. Hall of Famer, four-time champ, Shaquille O'Neal, in our house. Shaq, thanks so much for being with us.
Can you read that again in case people were in the bathroom?
Yeah, scroll that up.
Four-time champ.
Say it again.
Four-time champ.
Yeah, okay.
Hall of
Famer,
okay.
League
Shaquille
MVP.
O'Neal.
Just in case somebody was in the bathroom.
Gave you
No,
about
get out of the
34
bathroom.
That's all.
and 17 every NBA Finals.
Something like that.
Something like that.
It's good to have you
Good
here.
to see
Just
you,
drinking
sir.
coffee, chatting it up
Usually
with
I
us.
don't get up for people at 8 a.m., but I did it for you.
I adore you. Thank
you.
Not him.
Definitely
Not him
not you.
so much for this thing right here.
Yes.
Also thinks I'm
Okay.
25, but that's neither here nor there. Shaq, you had many great years with the Lakers, winning 3 titles. The Lakers now the favorites to win the title this coming season at 3-1 after acquiring Anthony Davis from the Pelicans. You posted this on the gram, Photoshop of AD and LeBron celebrating a title. So let's start with you. Should the Lakers be favorites to win it all this coming season with everything you saw happen this last week?
The favorites, no. You know, you still have to go with Golden State. Houston's still going to be up there. They're up there. They're back in talks. They're back in contention. I like Kuz, AD, and LeBron, the first 3. There's still a lot of speculation of some other people that's coming. You hear Kemba Walker. You hear possibly Kyrie. I haven't heard Kawhi's name thrown around. So we should wait to the end of the summer before we start saying, this team's going to win, this team's going to win. However, the 3 of Kuzma, Davis, and LeBron, I like that.
If you had to choose between spending all the available cap space on, call it Kyrie, or spreading that money around and bringing in a guy like Danny Green, bringing in Patrick Beverly, bringing in 3 rotation, a couple starting level players, where the league is right now, where LeBron and AD are each differently in their careers, what do you think? If the Lakers had those 2 options, what would be the better course of action?
Well, the Lakers are used to winning multiple championships. If I was the owner, I wouldn't care about the salary cap. I would like to try to get back to prominence. Now, the team that's been dominating the league for the past 4 or 5 years, they have 3 superstars. Usually it's a 1-2 punch, but they have a 1-2-3 punch. So I got to go for the 3-punch. If it's Kemba Walker, I'm going to try to get him. If it's Kawhi Leonard, I'm going to try to get him. I'm not just going to try to build guys around there so we could possibly win. I'm going to guarantee we win like the Golden State owner did. When he said, okay, we already got Steph and Clay, I want to guarantee a couple more runs. Let me go out and get KD. So me, if I was the owner, I would guarantee that we would win. And it's only money. Hey.
Sure. Well, if it's you,
Go
it's
over the
only
cap,
money.
it's only money.
Well, let's take it just one step back. What was your reaction to getting Anthony Davis in the first place?
I knew that it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen last season, but it didn't. You know, things got a little messy. But I knew it was definitely going to happen because, you know, both sides kept pushing. And, you know, New Orleans waited, and they felt they got what they wanted for Anthony Davis. So now they have a young nucleus with Mr. Ball, and they got the Zion kid coming in, and they still got some pieces there. But they're definitely a young team. But I knew it was going to happen. And hopefully he can, you know, live up to that pressure. Because it is pressure when you play for a prestigious organization. I remember when I first got there, first thing Jerry West did, he sat me down in the stands, and it was beautiful how they set it up because the building wasn't really lit, and then the lights come on. No, first he said, listen, I know you like rapping and doing movies and doing all that stuff. All that's good, but when it's said and done, you could either be a bus or you could be you see the light on Magic. You see the light on Will. He said you could be one of the greatest players and your name could go up there. So that's the type of pressure that he's on. So, you know, we've been letting them slide by not making the playoffs now, but now you got to win now.
Well, people may forget, our younger viewers may forget, but before you got to the Lakers, you were in the discussion to be the best player in the league already. You'd been to an NBA Finals. You had super high-level success already. You had knocked Michael Jordan's team out in the playoffs. I know the NBA burnt the tapes and pretend that series didn't happen.
Right.
It happened. You guys beat them. And so you were in a different position than AD is. AD has played 5 second-round playoff games in his career. So now he's with the best player alive. He's with the greatest franchise in the history of the league. You just touched on it, but can you talk about what that pressure is for a guy who's been playing not in obscurity, but in New Orleans without real expectations?
Chris knows this. When you're deemed as a great player, you're expected to win. And no excuses. Nobody cares if you're hurt. Nobody cares if the other teammates ain't stepping up. You're expected to win. Now in L.A., when you go to L.A. and you play with the best player in the world, you're expected to win. When you play for a franchise such as Boston, L.A., even Miami Heat, you can throw it to them, and Golden State, you're expected to win.
Ever since LeBron was 14 years old, I've been very close as far as the people around him was very, very aware. But when I came to Cleveland, I was there doing an event. You were LeBron's teammate. And you gave me some of the greatest insight I had ever heard about LeBron. You were the first person I ever heard say that he was a basketball genius. He was a savant. You were talking about how he memorized the certain sets and would call them out. Even the coaches, sometimes he was ahead of the coaches. In practice, he would call out things. How does basketball work in Los Angeles with LeBron James in his second year with Anthony Davis? Are you a pick and pop? Are you a pick and roll? How would you run them from an offensive standpoint with those two superstars playing together?
First thing, I would come in, I'd show them a tape of Showtime. So this is what L.A. basketball is all about. They miss a shot, we running. We ain't calling no plays, right? That's the first thing I'm gonna do. So I want everybody to get in perfect shape because we running. Now if we got a run set offense, LeBron gonna have the ball, pick and pop. We're gonna give Kuz some touches like that. Kimba's there. We're gonna let him go to work. But a lot of times when everybody's in the same flow, you don't run plays. Like if you know anything about the triangle, our rules was you miss, we run it. Slow it down, get it in the Diesel, cut, boom, 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 boom. They start hacking Shaq and Diesel. He don't make the free throws, don't even throw it to him. Let Kobe get it the whole fourth quarter. So they're going to have some type of conversation, how they want it to flow. But if I'm them, I'm getting back to running. This is L.A., baby. We're not walking it up. We running. We flying, period.
Are these two, Anthony Davis and LeBron James, already the best duo in the NBA right now?
No.
Who?
I still like Steph and Clay. Steph and KD.
Just out of respect.
Yeah, well, not out of respect, just, out of what they've done for the past 4, 5, 6 years. And, of course, on paper, when you put LeBron and Clay together, it looks fabulous, but they haven't really stepped on the court yet. And who knows? LeBron is the type, he'll always get along with everybody, but this is my first time hearing the CP3 and James Harden beef. I never knew that. I never knew it. So, a lot of things can go on, a lot of things will go on. We won't know until it really happens.
What is realistic expectations in the NBA? Because we've seen LeBron go from Cleveland to Miami, Miami back to Cleveland, Durant over. What's the realistic time as far as expectation? First 20 games? All-Star break, 30 games, till we should see, a fine-tuned machine offensively and defensively with AD and LeBron on the court?
It depends on how you look at it. I could say about 20 games, but when we learned how to be champions by Phil Jackson, he gave us a formula. And the formula was be dominant at home, be above 500 on the road, and beat the teams you're supposed to beat. So if they come in with that attitude, it should take them no time. But, listen, it's only going to be pick and pop, running, lobs. It's not rocket science what those two have to do. They definitely know how to play. Both of them are very unselfish, so it should go pretty well.
Let's talk about the coaching for a moment, because with no disrespect to Frank Vogel, the Lakers made this clear. He wasn't their first choice, wasn't their second choice, might not have been their third choice. You had the pleasure in your career of playing for some great coaches and some great organizations. You also played for some coaches that weren't up to that level. What is the biggest difference as a player, as a dominant player, between having a great coach and a coach that's finding his way?
I don't want to disrespect all the coaches that I ever played for, but I knew that once I had a guy that had a resume that I believed in, then it would, take me to the next level. Because this, when you're the main guy, things don't go right, it's going to be your fault first.
Yes.
Oh, you missed that pass on the first time, it's going to be your fault first.
Yeah, they typically didn't say that about me.
Okay, you're right.
More your free throws than
right.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you're right.
You're right. I owe you one. So just know it's coming. So I was always at the point in my career where I never wanted it to be about me or my fault. So a lot of times when coaches would say something and I knew that you really don't know what you're doing and I would do something different, once I played for a guy like Phil Jackson, I'm like, okay, I know he know what he's talking about because I seen this exact same thing when he was with the Bulls. Once I played for Pat Riley, you know, the great Pat Riley. So once I had coaches that had that resume, I was able to get it done. However, I mean, you know, Tyronn Lue didn't have a great resume when he coached LeBron the first time, and they were able to win. So maybe I was wrong in my thought process. So, but Frank Vogel is a players type of coach. You know, he has great rapport with the players, and he's going to let LeBron do what he does. And LeBron always plays the right way, so it ain't like a guy that dribbles 150 times and, you know, tries to take over the game. LeBron's going to be running, kicking, doing all that.